In this video, we will discuss about how this angiogenesis and cancer cells are related, and how these cancer cells are able to uh, divert this angiogenesis uh, towards their uncontrolled growth rate. So, in this angiogenesis, the type of angiogenesis that is mentioned here is about sprouting angiogenesis. So this is you can consider it as a, in most of the cases, the initial process by which angiogenesis can be used by the cancerous cells. So what happens is that this tumor cells will disrupt this uh, this epithelial membrane of the blood vessels, and because of this, when this epithelial cell membrane get disrupted, the tumor cells will be able to intravasculate easily, and if even if these cells are not been disrupted, they can intravasculate. However, in this case the efficiency is low, and when the tumor cells are in the blood vessels, they will attract the myeloid cells, and these myeloid cells will bring themselves the platelets, and simultaneously these myeloid cells will activate their response to uh, their response to repair these epithelial cells, and in their response they will release some growth factors, and that will leads to the formation of fibroblast, and that will be utilized by the cancer cells for their microenvironment development. And here also one of the example that is shown here is like a vascular leak that will be caused by cancerous cells, and this will help the tumor microenvironment towards their nutrient supply, and this kind of vascular leak will help the tumor cells that are present on these sites. And for this side, there is another angiogenesis pathway will be formed. So this is just one example. In the case of vasculogenesis, what will happen is that cancer cells differentiate themselves into the bona fide endothelial cells that can be seen here, and these endothelial cells helps in the angiogenesis. And this however, the angiogenesis that is formed through this bona fide endothelial cells will not help in the regular blood flow for the host. However, this angiogenesis uh, will will be towards maintaining the uncontrolled growth rate of the tumors, and this since these cancerous tumors are spread across in this vasculogenesis condition. So what will happen is that it will generate the local hypoxia condition, and this angiogenesis will help in providing the nutrient supply in those hypoxia conditions. So these bona fide endothelial cells will help in the uncontrolled growth rate at the hypoxia condition that is generated in this vasculogenesis condition. So this is another way by which the angiogenesis and cancer cells are related. Now let us understand how this extracellular matrix remodeling and hypoxia inflammation condition occurs. So we will just cover this in a brief, that what will happen is that when the epithelial cells get disrupted, uh, this will trigger myeloid cells, and these myeloid cells will release soluble factors that I have already said, and these soluble factors helps in this. These soluble factors include some of these chemokines that are mentioned here, that is called alpha beta, ln alpha beta, fn alpha beta, and alpha 2 beta 2, and this will help in the angiogenesis formation. And after angiogenesis, this is one of the way by which angiogenesis formation occurs, and another way that can be occurs is why the tumor cells directly penetrate into the blood vessels, that will trigger the immune response, and that immune response will be used towards the generation of this angiogenesis, that is the formation of blood vessels for their nutrient supplies. And so this is one of the way by which extracellular remodeling occurs, and this thing extracellular remodelings will continue to vary as the condition of the tumor cells or the number of tumor cells within the within the host increases. And other case that is related to this extracellular matrix is this hypoxia and inflammation condition. So in this case, what will happen is that when the tumor cells continuously interact, tumor cells continuously required energy for their uncontrolled growth rate, and these things might lead to a condition where, such as this local hypoxia and inflammation is because the tumor cells will disrupt this epithelial cell membranes, and this will in order to repair these epithelial cell membranes, it will attract the myeloid cells, and these myeloid cells will release chemokines, and these chemokines will be used by tumor cells for their uh, survival. And simultaneously, there's you can say bona fide epithelial cells in the tumor. When it's take the shape of bona fide epithelial cells, it will also help in supplying nutrients to the hypoxia condition by generating through this angiogenesis process. So this is two ways that are shown here in this figure, by which this angiogenesis can be used by cancerous cells in order to meet their nutrient supplies. So I hope you got a general idea about the angiogenesis and cancer cells. If you need to understand more about this angiogenesis and cancer cells, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.